30 years ago, when I began my study of martial arts, I remember my sensei saying, "There are weapons all around you. Walking in a forest, there's sticks, there's sand, there's rocks. And some things are more obvious than others. And sometimes you got to help the villains do the right thing by not attacking you or somebody you care about." Here I have a baker's dozen assortment of sports equipment that can be used in self-defense. Self-defense is the key here. I'm not encouraging anyone to use any of the sporting gear as an offensive weapon. Everything you see here, I've taken into office spaces. A lot of them I've bought in stores and carried it around afterwards. This is a cricket bat. I took this on an international flight from the UK back home to the United States. Depending on where you are, some of these will raise an eyebrow, and others, people won't even think twice about it. The other thing is, being overt, bad people aren't going to attack you. As long as what you're carrying is inexpensive and doesn't cost hundreds of dollars, then they may take your tennis racket or other pieces of sports gear. Let's go down all of these. We'll spend a little bit of time on each. The ones I think are the most effective, try against Karate Guy here. Let's get started. Baseball bats raise a lot of attention. You may not be able to take this everywhere you want to go. It looks too aggressive. Here's a foam baseball bat, and you could maybe get away and say, you know, it's just a wiffle bat or whatever. It might not be a problem, but you may not be able to take it in everywhere. A putter. A lot of people take these to the office and putt around or anywhere they go. So you might be able to get away with that. It could also be used as a cane. But carrying it overtly outside, I doubt anybody's going to attack you for a low-cost putter. Now, if they think it's worth $100 or $200, they may just rip it out of your hands. But otherwise, they're going to avoid you and go to somebody else. Cricket bat. This cricket bat is made of willow. It's got good reach. You can hold on to it with both hands. You got an edge here, and you got a flat space. I doubt anybody's going to attack you if you have a cricket bat. In some places, this is going to be such a strange thing, people are going to leave you alone just because you're carrying this around. But it is pretty heavy, so that may be something that puts it in the no category. Hockey stick. If you're going to and from the rink, perfect. I've actually taken hockey sticks into office space, not a problem, on aircraft, buses, all sorts of public transportation, especially if you have a gear bag. But even if you don't, put a little knob on the end here, gives you a lot of reach. If somebody indeed tries to get into your personal space, nice little hook. It's almost like a sword. Double hand, single hand, lots of possibilities. Strength, especially composite ones, lightweight, very strong. Here's a mini stick. This has all the advantages of a hockey stick, only it's a little shorter. May not intimidate people as much. This thing weighs 2-3 ounces. You can hold on it with two hands, very comfortable with one hand, and it can carve things up. I'm going to show you how this works on Karate Guy. A lot of people are getting into Pickle Ball. This is very lightweight, easy to hold. You've got a nice little blocker here. These things are made out of composite, all sorts of incredible material. It's got a nice edge on it. The one disadvantage of this, it's kind of short. Your protection range is kind of limited. It may not be too intimidating. It does fit really well in a backpack. Full Acros Stick. This is kind of like the hockey stick. It's got a nice edge, thrust, curve, aluminum, very lightweight. Got a little knob on the end. Two-handed, one-handed. Most people are going to leave you alone if you're carrying one of these. It's got a lot of potential as a defensive weapon. This is the short version, or a mini stick, or a fiddle stick version of a lacrosse stick. Less intimidating. Most of these are made out of plastic, although you can get some that are made out of wood or aluminum that would be a little stronger. This basket, a little lighter. You might get a couple strikes in, but it's not going to be as effective as the lacrosse stick. You could easily break this, but also carrying it around, very lightweight, just like it's hockey version of the mini stick. They're about the same size actually. So pluses and minuses there. I'm not going to get tired handling this. Lightning rod practice bat. Just like the other bat, will look very intimidating overtly. You may not be able to take this everywhere. It just looks too much like a weapon. Your old friend, the tennis racket. Nice little face to block things. Beautiful edge. You can hold on to it here. Double-handed. It's got a little bit of reach. Not as far as the lacrosse stick or the hockey stick, but this won't draw any attention whatsoever. You can go pretty much anywhere you want, take it on airplanes, you're completely safe. And yet, very effective against an opponent. Hiking stick. I've taken a hiking stick into pretty much every museum I've wanted to go into. You can use it as a cane or a crutch, and it's got this nice handle. And the advantage of the handle is, if for some reason you let go of the stick, you still have it in your hand. Now, can anybody grab this? Maybe. They come in aluminum. This one is composite. You can make it long, you can make it short to get your distance both short range or longer range. The hiking stick actually might be your best option. And if you're really in a tussle, you've got a nice little sharp edge here that you could pull off for poking or slashing. Here's one many folks wouldn't have thought of. Juggling pins. These look like clubs. They are, in a way, lightweight, easy to hold on to. You can double up on them. You've got two, so lots of options there. And if you're carrying these, nobody's going to bother you. Any of these sports where somebody thinks you have some hand-eye coordination, you have a little bit of ability to swing things, you're not going to be the victim of choice. Somebody who looks a little more like they're not athletic, who doesn't have something they're holding on to, unfortunately will be more of an interest to a bad person than somebody who works out or does any kind of activity. The great thing about these juggling pins is you just put them in the backpack, zip them up, and they're completely concealed. Great thing about juggling is it's a very passive activity. How many times have you ever heard of a person who is a juggler hurting somebody with these? And that's the whole thing. We're not going out to aggressively attack people. This is just for our defense. And juggling is a great activity to learn hand-eye coordination no matter what your age is. If you're not a big juggler, I would strongly encourage you to try the sport. Tennis rackets. I mean, really, you can wail in on anybody with this. And most people are going to leave you alone if you're carrying one of these. Of all of these options, my favorite is the mini composite hockey stick. This thing's brutal. Nice edge, strong, but yet lightweight and effective. I could carry this anywhere, fits easily into a backpack, doesn't look aggressive, doesn't look like you're going to hurt anybody. I'll post all these down below in case you're interested. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in all sorts of ideas about self-defense, home repairs, designs of all kinds, making and breaking things, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what you're gonna see.